Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing a voiceover of my video because I just realized how bad the sound quality of the video is because of the music playing and stuff. But today we are at Mile End. Welcome back to another episode. Do check out all my other episodes. And I apologize for the delayed posting. I have been doing online exams, so I've been quite busy, but I'm back at it. Okay, this is me yapping about how I'm gonna do the orange and how it goes full circle around the wall. But today's video is about how I tore my PCL and meniscus and had to get surgery for it. But before that, I'm gonna yap about this route because I found this route very interesting. This was my first time at Mile End, and I love the walls here so much because it literally feels like you're climbing the interior of a house. Also, I jumped onto this route thinking it was going to be a warm-up climb because look at it, it's like all jugs. So I was like, oh, this should be easy peasy. Look at me cutting my feet, thinking it's easy campsing my way up. But I actually completely underestimated this route. I knew it was long, but I just didn't know that I would get so easily pumped on jugs like that. I think it might be because I completely stopped lead climbing right after my knee surgery, so my endurance is just like really bad. But I loved how the climb just like is all jugs. It makes you feel like you're doing monkey bars on the wall. Also, I'm pretty sure this was graded, I think 7A plus. I'm pretty sure that's what it was graded. I am in Korea at the moment, and now that I look back at it, I feel like Mile End has the most similar style of routes to Korea because I realized Korea is very juggy with like far moves, whereas London, it's more crimpy and like static. But I feel like Mile End was on the dynamic side, so I really did enjoy that. Also, regarding the fact that I thought this was going to be a warm-up climb, I didn't know I was going to be this pumped by the time I reached here. Why am I swinging my feet so much? Okay, anyways. So I didn't know whether I was allowed to step on, like, the small little jibs sticking out of the wall because that isn't, like, technically a tile. So I tried not to use it at the start, but then I got too pumped. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just use it. And then I literally just gave up. Like, just watch me fall. I just gave up. It took a while for the pump to get out because that orange made me so pumped, but I'm gonna be doing this purple next. Okay, so the grading here is like yellow is, I think it was like V4 to V5. But this climb was super fun, super juggy. I think the crux was like the last move, but before we get to the last move, I realized I didn't make myself like a proper introduction of who I am and like how long I've been climbing for. I'm turning 19 this year. I'm born in 2006 and I've been climbing for 5 years, but obviously I take like a year break because of my knee injury. I tore my PCL and meniscus. I got surgery early 2023. Trying this red next. It's a higher grade than the purple. I love the endurance routes they have, but sometimes when I'm about to jump on a route, someone starts their endurance route and then I have to wait for them to circle around the whole entire wall before I can do my route. And the endurance route is pretty long, which means I have to wait quite a long time. And I'm very impatient, so I would just like wait there impatiently. Okay, but back to my surgery. I got my surgery and then I had to wait like 6 months to fully recover, but I did go like one-legged climbing, which I do not recommend because it is very dangerous. Please don't do that. I just did that because I was a reckless 16-year-old who didn't know about safety and taking precautions. Also, this might be a very controversial thing to say, but I'm low-key, like, not, like, thankful, but I think it was kind of God's plan for me to, like, get my knee injury. Because Before that, I was feeling very burnt out from climbing because I was doing like competitive climbing at a young age. And it just felt like a competition 24/7 and not me actually enjoying the sport. But as soon as I got my surgery and I couldn't climb, it really made me realize how much joy climbing actually brought me. Like besides the competitive aspect of it. I just realized I didn't even tell you guys how I injured my knee. I injured it during a competition. It was during national trials in Singapore. I literally just like you can watch the video on my Instagram and follow me on Instagram, by the way. I remember doing this yellow and I completely missed out on the volume on the left. So I kept trying it without the volume on the left and it was so hard. But then I finally realized there was a volume on the left. Oh my days, the next one is not a jug. I thought it was a jug. It was not a jug. It was some like sloper on the inside. Okay, so we're back to the cave apparently. I remember when the doctor told me I had to get surgery, I started like bawling my eyes out like I got like diagnosed with some like deadly disease. Like, bro, just calm down, like. Oh my gosh. And obviously this doctor has done like a lot more serious surgeries. So I was like bawling my eyes out. The doctor literally sat there. He was probably like, like, why is this girl so dramatic? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I was 16 and like someone telling me that I wouldn't be able to climb for more than a week made me feel like it was like literally the end of my life. We are at the comp wall now and we are going to be trying some comp style boulders. All the routes at the other side were really long and they were all on the incline wall, so I'm going to try doing some comp routes too. I'm going to be trying the slopery black. Also, I feel like I was incredibly lazy with my rehab because all I just wanted to do was get back to climbing, so I just like full on just head straight into climbing without even doing proper rehab. Very bad idea. Please don't do that. It's so easy to get injured again. And also I had no muscles in my left leg because I was slacking so much on my rehab. I remember the rehab person gave me like exercises to do during rehab and I did not do them, and like I think like 2 months after surgery, the rehab person was like, why is your leg still half the size of your right leg? Not great. Okay, next I jumped onto this green. The black earlier was actually quite easy. All the slopers were actually really decent. Oh my gosh, I have another story. Right after surgery, you know how I'm like high on anesthesia and drugs? Apparently I spilled my whole love crisis to my mom while I was high on drugs. I don't even remember what I talked about, so I don't even want to know what I talked about because as a 16-year-old, I was wild. Don't even know what I was thinking. Was doing some crazy stuff, acting crazy. So I don't even want to know what I told my mom. When I was young, I watched so many like YouTube story times where the person on anesthesia would like actually be awake and feel all the pain, and I was like so scared that was gonna happen to me. And also I watched so many K-dramas as well where like the people like die after the surgery. Like, bro, like why was I so dramatic? I was doing flippin' knee surgery. I gave up on the green comp route because that middle section move just seemed so impossible. Like, to not heel hook and just go up, I feel like my body weight just throws off my whole body completely, and then if I try to heel, I'm just falling off. So comment down below if you have any advice on how I could do that move, because I have no idea how to do that move. So I gave up on that green because what the flip was that move? Someone else was trying it with me and no one could do it. Next is this black. I honestly thought I was gonna fall off the first move because the first towel looked really bad, but it was actually not that bad. It was quite nice. But the full hole on the left on the volume was just so bad. So obviously after my surgery, I couldn't walk, so I had to ride a wheelchair at school, and I had the special benefit of being able to ride the lift. Every single time the lift of the door would open and it would be crowded and full of students who weren't like injured, all the teachers would be like, okay, get out, make space for this girl who's in a wheelchair. And it was such a empowering moment. I felt so superior. And I could just like ride the lift whenever I wanted, because when I wasn't injured, I wasn't allowed to do that because our school has this rule where we're not allowed to ride the lift unless we're injured. Anyways, I don't know what this move for the black is, but I kept falling off, so I gave up. I didn't think I would make it that far on the black, but the left hand is a really, really bad sloper. But the rest of them are quite nice. The comp style routes are definitely harder than the normal routes, but I feel like they're really good. They're really, really well set. Like, they have really good movement and really like good holds that are very comp styly. Okay, honestly, I could yap forever about the topic of my knee injury because just so many stuff happened during that time. Like, I was bored because I couldn't do anything and I was in bed, so I tried to like write a book, and then I like submitted it to some like book publishing place, and it was like they got back to me and it was a scam because they asked me for so much money, and I was like, I genuinely thought I was gonna become like a publisher of a book, but I got scammed. So great. I have a lot of story times, but like and subscribe for part 2. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.